It is very early in the morning. Outside, the sky is still dark, and the cold air presses against the windows like a silent wall. Frost has formed on the glass during the night, and every breath inside the room becomes a faint white cloud. The wooden stove is still burning slowly, and the soft orange light of the fire moves gently across the walls. In a place like this, the day does not begin with noise or traffic. It begins with silence, cold, and the quiet sound of fire. I wake up slowly and sit for a moment near the stove. The first thing to check every morning is the fire. If the fire dies, the room can freeze in a short time. I add a few pieces of wood, and the flames grow stronger. The sound of wood cracking in the heat fills the small cabin. That sound brings comfort, because here, warmth means safety. Getting dressed takes time in this kind of cold. First, the inner layers, then thick socks, then heavy trousers, then the winter jacket, gloves, and hat. Each layer is not about comfort, but survival. Outside, temperatures can drop so low that exposed skin freezes in minutes. There is no rushing in this process. Every step matters.
Easy there, girl.
When I open the door, the cold air hits my face immediately. The air feels sharp, almost solid. My breath turns to white mist, and the snow under my boots makes a dry, crisp sound with every step. The world outside is completely white. The trees, the roofs, the ground, everything is covered in snow that stretches to the horizon. Today, I need to go out to find food. In winter, fishing under the ice is one of the most reliable ways to survive. I pull a small sled behind me, carrying tools and supplies. The journey across the frozen land is slow. There are no sounds except the wind and the quiet scraping of the sled on snow. The silence here is deep and endless, like the land itself. After some time, I reach the frozen river. The ice is thick, and I begin drilling a hole using an ice auger. The movement is steady and repetitive. Ice shavings gather around my boots as the tool cuts deeper. Finally, dark water appears below the ice, still and silent. It feels strange to see liquid water in a world that looks completely frozen. I drop the fishing line into the water and sit quietly to wait. Waiting in the cold is not easy. The wind moves slowly across the frozen surface, carrying tiny crystals of snow through the air. Time moves differently here. Minutes feel longer, and patience becomes part of life. After a while, the line begins to move slightly. I pull gently and lift a fish out through the hole in the ice. It is not a large fish, but here, every catch matters. Food is not taken for granted in this place. Every meal is earned with time, effort, and endurance. The journey back home feels longer because the wind has grown stronger. Snow begins to blow across the surface, reducing visibility. Weather can change quickly in this region, and it is always important to return before conditions become dangerous. Step by step, I pull the sled and move toward the cabin, guided by memory and the faint outline of the trees. Inside the cabin, the warmth of the stove feels almost unreal after the cold outside. I remove my gloves and hold my hands near the fire. Slowly, feeling returns to my fingers. The contrast between outside and inside is one of the strongest sensations here. It feels like stepping between two different worlds. I begin cleaning the fish carefully. Every part is used and nothing is wasted. In places like this, survival teaches respect for food. The knife moves slowly, and the work is done with patience. Outside, snow continues to fall quietly, covering the tracks I made earlier. Soon, the fish begins to cook in a pan over the stove. The smell fills the small cabin, warm and comforting. A simple meal like this feels satisfying in a way that is hard to explain. Hunger, effort, and cold make food taste different here. While eating, there is silence. No television, no traffic, no distant noise of a city. Only the sound of the fire and the faint whistle of the wind outside. Silence here is not empty. It feels full, alive in its own quiet way. After the meal, I sit near the window and look outside. The sky has turned pale blue, and the light of the short winter day spreads slowly across the snow. In the distance, a few birds move across the sky, dark shapes against the bright horizon. Life exists even in this extreme cold, but it moves quietly and carefully. Later in the afternoon, I go outside again to bring more wood inside. The cold feels sharper now as the sun begins to set. The snow reflects the fading light, and everything around turns a soft blue color. Carrying wood is heavy work, but it is necessary. Without fuel, the night would be impossible. As evening arrives, darkness comes quickly. The temperature drops further, and the wind becomes stronger. Inside, the stove burns brightly, and the cabin feels warm and safe. The light from the fire creates moving shadows on the wooden walls, and the smell of burning wood fills the air. I sit quietly and think about the day. Life here is simple but demanding. Every task has a purpose. Every action is connected to survival. There is no excess, no waste, and no distraction from what truly matters. Night outside is deep and silent. The stars sometimes appear bright and sharp in the clear sky, but tonight clouds are moving slowly, carrying more snow. The sound of wind against the cabin is steady, like the breathing of the land itself. Before sleeping, I check the stove one last time and add more wood so the fire will last through the night. This little routine is part of every evening. Safety depends on preparation, and preparation becomes habit. I lie down and pull the blankets close. The cabin is quiet, and the warmth from the stove slowly fills the room. Outside, the cold continues, endless and powerful, but inside there is calm. Living in a place like this changes how a person thinks. You begin to appreciate warmth, food, shelter, and light in ways that people in warmer places may never understand. Survival here is not dramatic or heroic. It is steady, patient, and quiet. Another day ends in the frozen north. Tomorrow will be similar, cold, silent, and challenging, but also peaceful in its own way. And in this quiet life, surrounded by snow and wind, there is a strange kind of strength that grows slowly, day by day.